Hello, everyone. My name is Grovner. I am a super senior from this career College Academy. Out there, all thoughts tends to say fall and capital engineering. My food council is Minimum United for Youth and Families, and I became interested in agriculture. I kind of became interested after joining them because I had joined them for this internship. That was when my mom actually saw a newsletter and then forwarded that over to me. And that's why I decided to join a food council. And then later on, they introduced me to this internship. So it's kind of a good connection there that got me more interested in agriculture. So I am a youth ambassador. I am the president of the youth ambassadors over at Women. And some activities we have include aggregation, farmers markets, college and farm tours, training, hosting, attending events, youth ambassador internships, and other internship opportunities like this, rallies, conferences, and summits. Those are some pictures over at UNC Chapel Hill atop. We had a tour there. So aggregation is one of my favorite things to do as a youth ambassador. That's pretty much where we back for HOP, vacation rentals, and farm share. The produce is grown by the youth ambassadors and local farmers. And healthy opportunities pop is all year round, while vacation rentals and farm share are in the summertime. So the number of boxes in fact vary. For HOP, we have 125 plus weekly. For vacation rentals, we have 100 to 150. And for farm share, it's around the same too. And those go to low-income houses, senior centers, and low-income childcare. Here are some pictures of our lovely boxes and bag for aggregation. Just can see, I don't know if it's too dim, but there's some boxes here stacked up. Some of our produce there. We have onions down there, some bags, and have a little food chart for the youth to kind of take note of that whenever they come in the office. Just a few pictures there. Farmers markets is another thing too. So farmers markets, that's, everyone else a farmers market is, but for the youth, it's an opportunity to meet new people, an opportunity to gain work experience, an opportunity to work with peers, to earn money, and it boosts self-esteem. It also builds skills like social skills, character skills, communication, problem solving, mathematical, and customer service skills. I say mathematical because you don't really use a calculator when we're calculating the prices. So the youth kind of have to learn how to calculate dollars and cents as they're giving out range to the customer. Here are some pictures of our produce. We have potatoes here, bell peppers, onions, squash. I think those are apples over there, and then those are to the tomatoes. We have more potatoes here. There was some collards somewhere. I have a bunch of pictures just kind of put all there. There were too many to put on, actually. And a few of the things I've done as the president, I've been to a few conferences and summits. One of the things is the Carolina Across 100 Forum over at UNC Chapel Hill, and that was back in January. That was basically a forum focused on creating a shared vision and identifying specific goals that met the needs of communities while serving the overall Our State, Our Work program. During this forum, teams from different organizations learned from experts, including one another, and created additional connections to the resources available to further their efforts. This was kind of the first time where I went to a college room to see people on a panel speaking, or they're experts speaking to other experts, and where we got to learn a lot from each other. And piggybacking off of that, I also had a PBS interview where that actually came before the forum, so I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to talk about in the interview, but that was an opportunity youth thing where ages 16 to 24, people who aren't in school or people who don't have jobs. That was pretty much what that was all about. So those things kind of connected together, and I didn't even know that they were together until I just looked back on the PBS interview that aired on Friday. Another thing I went to was the North Carolina Common Justice Collective Forum 3. That was in February at the Eastern 4-H Center in Columbia, North Carolina. This was a hub retreat where different hubs came together to reflect on progress that has been made over the years and to discuss plans for the future. We got the chance to meet with hubs all over North Carolina and to see how the work we're doing individually connects towards our common goals. And here's some pictures here. Took a lot of scenery pictures because the ocean was very nice. and a lot of group pictures with my folks from Medellin back. For advocacy, I went to 2 rallies. One was the fossil fuel rally and the rate hike rally. The fossil fuel rally was in October at the Wilmington Courthouse, and the rate hike rally was in March at the Wilmington Courthouse. These 2 community organized events were opportunities for me to go out and see what problems people are facing in the communities. I had the opportunity to hear from people about the issues they're dealing with and what they're offering as solutions. Here are some pictures of the hurricane effects on Lumberton, North Carolina. During the rate hike rally, we had the opportunity to tour Lumberton and to see the damage that had been done and what progress has been made towards fixing that damage. You saw raised houses and things like that, and the dams that were built, and the things that didn't work and what they're proposing next time. We got to hear about their plans there. And the last thing I have on this list, I've been to plenty of things, but one of the things I have time for is the Bridging the Gap to Food Insecurity that was actually hosted by men and women. That was on Saturday, April 1st, and that was the first time I had the opportunity to speak on a panel. So I had mentioned at the Carolina Cost 100 forum that I had observed people speaking on the panel, but this time I actually had the opportunity to speak on the panel myself, and I was pretty exhilarated with great experience. It was at Bladen Community College in Dublin, North Carolina. The purpose was to provide farmers with information on the Healthy Opportunities Program, community-supported agriculture, and vacation rentals programs. The programs purchase produce from local farmers, and men and women's goal is to share this information. Was to share that information to provide extra streams of revenue for our local farmers. During the event, men and women also provided resources to aid farmers in navigating USDA's programs. And we showcased student-led programs, which is where I came in, and my past youth ambassador interns came in, and we got to do a presentation together, and we got to talk about all the programs that we had to offer and why you should be invested into it. Here are some pictures here. If I could describe some. So here are some of the youth ambassadors. This is the president of the college. Here I am speaking. More pictures of youth ambassadors. And we also had a farmer's market going on at the same time. So I was kind of split between the two because I worked both. So those are the little farmer's market area. And at times I wanted to speak to people, but other times I needed to help out with the customers. So I was kind of split there at that moment. From this experience, I gained a lot of things, but mainly I learned that food councils create space for community conversation about healthy food, farms, and commercial fisheries, fostering communications between producers, consumers, and elected officials. And I also learned that agriculture is one of, if not the most important things in the industry for the preservation of life on Earth. Some skills that I gained from this was time management skills, communication, teamwork, work experience, leadership skills, and many more. The struggles that I kind of had, I didn't really have too many struggles, but as I mentioned before, more of a trying to be at 2 places at once type of thing. Scheduling was a tiny bit of an issue. There were a lot of things going on that I wanted to go to that I couldn't go to because of things that I'm doing, that other responsibilities that I have, which is unfortunate because I disbalanced some big things. But I think I got my fill of things that I wanted to do, so it was a pretty good experience nevertheless. And as I stated, I wanted to become a mechanical engineer. But after, joining Men and Women and getting into this internship, I've decided to look more into the agricultural field. I still think I want to be a mechanical engineer, but just in case I decide later on that I want to get more into agriculture, since I already have my foot in the door, maybe I can lean back on that whenever I feel the need. And then that's it. So, that's it.